By 2027, local testing for RF certification in Indonesia is expected to become mandatory. Here's what you need to know: the type of test, the parameters, and the labs that qualify. Do I have to test my product in Indonesia? That's the common question that manufacturers ask about Indonesia type approval. The short answer is not yet, but the rules are changing. In this video, we'll cover everything you need to know about local testing for RF certification in Indonesia. Local testing means your product sample must be tested in accredited laboratory in Indonesia. It's done to ensure your device comply with Indonesian specific rules, frequency usage, output power, and permitted emission. Every country has its own standard. Indonesia is no different. And for DGID certification, local testing is one of the available pathway and the most recommended one. There are 5 types in local testing process: radio frequency test, electromagnetic compatibility test, electrical safety, laser safety, and specific absorption rate. Radio frequency is the test required for all products with wireless feature. Electromagnetic compatibility is the test ensure your product doesn't interfere with other. Electrical safety is the test required only for product powered directly by AC power. Laser safety is the test for device that emits laser signals. SAR testing is required only for devices worn or used close to the body, such as smartphone or tablets. Not every product needs all 5. Which test applies depends on your product types and its feature. Testing also requires 2 types sample condition: conducted and radiated samples. Conducted is the sample for devices that need special configuration to transmit radio frequency. All products with RF feature must meet this condition. Radiated is the sample for devices that emit radio frequencies directly when powered on. This sample used for low frequency RF, EMC, and laser safety testing. Especially for RF testing, DGID evaluates 4 parameters: frequency range, output power, bandwidth, and spurious emission. Frequency range is the spectrum of frequencies your device generates. Output power is the transmission power when the device is active. Bandwidth is the data transmission speed. And spurious emission is any unwarranted radio frequency emission your device produces. All 4 must meet Indonesian Technical Standard, MIS1, and your product fail RF testing. There is one pathway that not fully local testing. It's called partial paperwork. This is for companies that have done some international testing, but not all required tests. The missing tests are completed locally in Indonesia when application is submitted. For example, a product with RF and EMC reports from overseas but still missing electrical safety testing. For local testing, Indonesia has 10 accredited laboratories. They are spread across Jakarta, Tangerang, Bekasi, Bandung, Kudus, and Surabaya. Each lab has its own testing scope. A single device may need to be tested more than one lab. Here's what every manufacturer needs to know right now. The Indonesian government has announced plans local testing become mandatory for all telecom and wireless products. The transition is happening instead through the end of 2026. By 2027, local testing for RF certification in Indonesia is expected to be the only expected pathway. The goal is reduce dependency of foreign lab and strengthen Indonesian domestic ICT industry. If you're still using international report, start preparing for this transition now. That's everything you need to know about local testing for RF certification in Indonesia. If you want to know about RF certification in the world, subscribe. I will see you in the next video.